Evening, I'm Tanisha Sullivan. I'm representing the Ward 18 committee for our candidate question and answer forum. I'm joined by Duckens Petit-Maitre, a candidate for the 14th Suffolk District state representative seat. Duckens, we're gonna jump right in. What sets of skills and experiences best prepare a state representative candidate for success?
Very good question, and I think it is demanding the way you approach people and how you make yourself available for the community. One of the things that I noticed is the fact that I've people know me for my hard work throughout the community. So, and I think everyone in Ward 18 can be a witness of that, because what I've done to get us elected last March, and we were out there started last year, and how we work. And I think that contribute to my capacity and my talent, and how state representative will look at what kind of candidate am I. So I think it demands some hard work and actions. And it's not time for street talking anymore. It's time for actions, and I'm willing to put in myself and everything that I can do in the line just to help the community move forward for all.
Thank you. Next question. Could you name a current or former public figure who you look to for inspiration and why?
Very good question. This is one of the things that I had a chance to speak on several occasions with Senator Nick Collins. So he's been in the community for a while, and he's actually held several, been in office for several years. And he was a state rep, and he's now a state senator. So I spoke to him on several occasions, and I look up to him, and I see he's been doing so much in the community. And that's one of the reasons why, after how conversation him and I had, and I decided not to run for state senate anymore. And then and I see the opportunity in our community, how our community is actually left behind, and I feel like this is the time for me to jump in the race and see what I can do to help the community move forward for everyone.
Thank you. Next question. If you could pick only one House committee to serve on, what would that committee be and why?
Well, there's several of them, and since you said one, I can't really name only one, because there's several of them. But I will pick at least two if you give me the permission to do that. I would say first it will be the public transportation. The second will be the affordable housing, because I am so passionate about it, and I feel like it is that's my passion. And when it comes to the public transportation, that's the reason why I am honored to mention today that I got endorsed by MBT, by the Boston Commons Union 589, because they believe that I am the only candidate in this race that can represent the community, and that can fight for what's right when it comes to the public transportation, and how we want a reliable and accessible transportation system, a better transportation system. That's the reason why, and they feel like I am the only candidate that can fight for that can advocate for them. That's the reason why they endorse me. And one of the other committee that I will probably will join is the affordable housing. Like I always say, I've been saying in the community, and you need to be a person that's been to the same struggle the community been to in order for you to represent me. If you never been a tenant, you cannot represent me when it comes to the affordable housing. If you never been the place that I am, that a lot of people are going to, there's no way you can represent a community. So it's best to be in the same place, the same position the community is going to, in order for you to know that, yes, I am ready, I can defend people, I can represent people in this specific area. So I've been a tenant before I own my own property. I know the issue, I know what's going on and when it comes to the public housing, when it comes to the affordable housing, because a lot of people are losing their places right now. A lot of people are moving out of the community because of the cost of living. So I am the only candidate that understands the problem the community is going through.
Thank you. We've been joined by Yannette Lissette from Mass Alliance for HUD Tenants. I'd like to invite Yannette, if you have a question for candidate Duckens Petit-Maitre.
Okay, thank you. How you guys doing?
Hello, Yannette. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. This was we actually had two questions, but basically more than 400,000 Massachusetts tenants unable to pay rent due to loss of jobs, income, and they now faced a tsunami of evictions when back rent becomes due. overdue after the state's eviction moratorium ends on October 17th. What state measures do you support to keep people in their homes? And do you support, and how would you pass enabling legislation to follow cities and towns to adopt local tenant protections, such as just cause evictions, condos, conversations, or control if they wish?
Thank you, Yola. That's a very, very good question, and I am so passionate about it. That's one of the reasons why I picked that. Again, I would say, as a city of Boston constable, I know the issue. I've seen it on firsthand. I am witness it. I've been through the same problem. Like I said, you need someone that's actually been through the same problem for them to understand the problem. Because if they've never been to that problem, they're not gonna understand. They're probably gonna pretend they understand the issue that we're going through, but in reality, they don't really have a clue of what's going on. So they're just gonna pretend that they understand it, so that way they can get your vote. Once they get your vote, they're done. You're never gonna see them. So when it comes to the housing issue, I am for pushing it up to a year. So we can work in a budget where we can accommodate and work with other state legislators and to have a plan and a strategy to create more grid for the affordable housing for the people that actually live in losing their place of living because of the fact that post-COVID-19 they don't have the employment. They're actually not working right now, and I think it is fair to work with the housing system administration to make sure there's something in place to help them move forward. And like again, one of the things that I've been seeing in my campaign trail is that there's one program I would support completely, is where you can rent to own. I will force that. I will push that. I would and embrace that and implement that. One of the things that I will work on is to make sure there's enough grant for those people right now that's actually living without facing foreclosure or facing eviction. Like I said, as a city of Boston constable, I've been to that. One of the things that I've been doing is working with the tenants and the homeowners and see how we can collaborate together, see how they can understand each other. Because right now, it's not a problem of one person, it's a problem for both parties, the homeowners as well as the tenant. So we need to work with them and make them feel comfortable enough to understand the problem going on. I will push that all the way, not only until October, so it needs to go all the way to up to a year. At least the people has enough time to pay or to repay back.
So So I know we want to try to get one more question in. We are really up against time, so I'm going to ask that your responses be a little more succinct. Yannette, you can ask your final question.
Okay. What measures do you support to expand the supply of rental housing available and affordable to extremely low-income renters and the homeless, such as the 21,100 families earning less than $25,000 a year identified in the mayor's housing report who face displacement in Boston by 2030?
We are living in a city where we are the cost of living is very expensive. Right now, as we speak, if you're making minimum wages, you can't afford at least a 2-bedroom apartment, and it's extremely expensive. And I think we need to work on that, because one of the things that we're gonna do, as we did through Ward 18, we were able to fight and then see with the law enforcement budget and how we reduce it. We were fighting and we came up with a resolution where we actually asked for 15%. So that money can go along not only for education but to the minority community when it comes to the housing issues. And we can allocate. This is one of the things that I've been doing. I've been seeing in my campaign trail to see how we can work together. So the only way we can get things done is when you work together. So I will work alongside with other state legislators to make sure we get the work done and to make sure we have some sort of plan available and get the grant available so to support that. And we want the people to stay here. We don't want them to move out, and then we want them to stay. We completely against gentrification, so we want people to stay in our community. We love people. We love to see them staying.
Thank you so much, candidate Duckens Petit-Maitre. Thank you so very much for being with us. I also want to thank you, Yannette Lissette, for joining us from the Mass Alliance of HUD Tenants. Thank you.
Thank you. No problem.
Thank you again.